Marsha Verlander. I'm the Director of HR at a company called CP Hart. CP Hart, we are a luxury bathroom provider, mainly to the UK, but around Europe and further afield. I joined CP Hart about 7 years ago on a maternity cover contract. A good leader has to be able to accept warts and all feedback, and I mean absolutely take it on board. There's no point in just listening to what's politically correct, because you, as a leader, you have to know what your people really, what they really think about you, the business, and where it's going. And then when you've heard the warts and all feedback, you've got to do something with it. So as a leader, you have to respond. There's nothing worse than somebody's plucked up the courage to say what they really think, raise a concern, and then nothing happens, there's no response. 20 years ago, when I first started out in my industry, you became a leader because you had been in a job for many, many years, so you were just promoted. But it's completely different now. We have a much broader range of generations coming through UK companies and worldwide, so companies have to really think long and hard about the types of leaders they want in their companies and develop them. Leaders need to be thinking about the differences between generations in their company. So when you consider by 2020 about 50% of the global workforce are going to be made up of people born in the early 1980s, we call them millennials, and many of our older workforce consider millennials a bit alien-like, really, and they're not. They just want different things. So this is a challenge for business leaders when they're recruiting and retaining people, considering the different generations. And then on the back of that, of course, is if you do recruit different ages and generations, you are going to most likely experience tension between them. So you need to work with your HR teams to overcome what those differences could be. A fantastic way that a HR team could support a business leader would be to introduce a mentoring scheme. Right. They use an awful lot, but you could introduce, flip it on its head and introduce a reverse mentoring scheme. So you upskill your existing managers who, not all of them, but some of them could be technophobes. They don't understand the digital world. They don't understand the power of social media. If you're recruiting younger people, millennials, they are digital natives. They completely get the power of technology. So use them perhaps as mentors from a technology perspective for older managers that don't fully understand the technology side of things, and get them to work together. The other benefit to that is the older managers can coach the younger workers, the millennials, in how to maybe conduct themselves in meetings, the more face-to-face skill, the social work skills that maybe they don't have through no fault of their own, but they don't have them. And from a HR perspective, HR teams will love you to bits because you help with succession planning on every level. So leadership is about being clear with everybody and letting them know where they fit, what their role is, and the value that they bring. Leaders also must be seen across the business. They can't sit away in a room and never be seen by anybody. They've got to be accessible. People have to be able to approach them. They have to believe in what they stand for, courage of their convictions. There's nothing worse than a leader standing up and saying X, Y, Z to a team of people when their heart's not really in it, when they don't really believe it, because people just won't buy into you as a leader. They'll just think it's corporate speak and you don't really mean it, so they won't follow you. Don't be afraid to recruit to your weaknesses. It'll help you build the most amazing team, and don't be afraid of hiring people that know more about something than you.